Have you ever noticed that when anger goes unchecked, it doesn't just affect your emotions, it starts pulling you away from God, people, and your purpose? In Jonah 4:4, it says this: The Lord replied, "Is it right for you to be angry about this?" And then Jonah said, "Yes, and even angry enough to die." Jonah 4 shows us something very sobering. Unchecked anger never leaves us in a better place. It actually pulls us further from the heart of God. So first, Jonah stopped moving with what God was doing. Nineveh had repented, God showed them mercy, and instead of rejoicing, Jonah became angry. And that's what anger does. It can make people stop serving with purity, stop loving people well, and stop caring about what God is doing in others. And second, Jonah separated himself. Jonah 4:5 says he went out on the east side of the city. Angry, offended, or wounded people often isolate themselves. They pull away, they disconnect, and they give their offense room to grow. But isolation rarely heals what bitterness is feeding. And third, Jonah became a spectator. Instead of joining in God's mercy, he sat outside the city to watch. Anger often moves people from participation to observation. Instead of fighting for healing, restoration, reconciliation, they sit back at a distance and watch with a hardened heart. And where did this leave Jonah? Defending the very thing destroying him. Yes, even angry enough to die. That is how blinding anger can be. It can make a person protect resentment and call it wisdom, or boundaries, or discernment, when really their heart is just getting harder, it's not getting healthier. Sometimes people get so angry in marriage that they stop serving, they stop softening their hearts, and they stop fighting for what God is trying to restore. Sometimes people get hurt in church or in their families and become the greatest critics from the outside instead of leaning into healing. Sometimes they get so wounded that they would rather hold on to that offense than let God touch the deeper pain beneath it. But here is the mercy of Jonah 4. Those are Jonah's last recorded words, but they're not God's. They're not God's last words. God kept pursuing Jonah. He kept teaching him. He kept confronting him with compassion. And that is the hope for us too. You might be angry. You might be hurt. And you may even be isolated. You may have become more of a spectator than a servant. But God's mercy can still reach you there, because anger might be loud, but the mercy of God is deeper.